Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to a best of 3 series of welcome back to I can't do intros today, guys. Nobody heard that. Welcome back to a best of 3 series of top level StarCraft 2. What I've got for you today is a Terran versus Zerg, where in game number 1 we find ourselves on good old site Delta. Now, spawning right here in the top left-hand corner, playing with the red Terran SCVs. You know him, you love him. We have none other than GuMiho. His opponent, down in the bottom right, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. We're looking at none other than Dark's main base. GuMiho going up against Dark. I mean, I heard these games are very fun. Generally speaking, any GuMiho games are fun. Generally speaking, any Dark games are fun. So I figured we should go ahead and have a look at these two playing against each other. Now, it is quite common, I guess, these days that GuMiho plays very standard StarCraft. He doesn't really mix it up nearly as much as he once used to, but there's no denying that he has it in him, right? If anybody is going to be pulling out crazy battlecruiser builds or Terran mech or Cyclone openers or whatever, I would put my money on GuMiho. In the meantime, Dark, I mean, it's Dark, right? We don't really know. He could be thinking about playing long, drawn-out macro games. He could be thinking, oh no, I want to go to bed in about 12 minutes, so let me get this series over with fast. You never really know what you're going to get with Dark, which is exactly why he is so much fun to watch. I've been, well, casting a lot of games featuring Serral and Raynor and players like Clem and MaxPax, and generally speaking, they play very spreadsheety, right? They play very conventional, and they make decisions that actually make sense. Dark and GuMiho both are very much so, yeah, crazy people. They're crazy people. They have no understanding of what needs to be done normally. Well, they know the rules. But then they decided to throw those rules into the fireplace. It burned up. And even though the rules are still technically there, they just kind of do whatever they feel like is best. And oftentimes it leads to very chaotic games. So I'm hoping that this series is gonna be no different. For now, though, everything's very normal. We have a barracks into a command center. We have a factory. Oh. Second Marine. Generally speaking, you go 1 Marine after the Reaper into a reactor instead. Maybe he's a little afraid of a potential pool first opener. This wasn't an SCV scout, so he didn't really know exactly what was happening. At least I don't think it was an SCV scout. I didn't actually look for it. Pretty sure I would have noticed. Another command center coming up in the main base. Now it's a reactor. So he did actually cancel the second Marine in favor of a reactor anyways. So maybe he just did it for a little bit, just in case it would have been a pool first. So that's actually quite a delicate decision right there from GuMiho. Powers up the second Marine in case there would be Zerglings running across the map, but then he canceled the Marine halfway through the production to make the reactor, because otherwise the reactor would be done too quickly before the factory would be finished. Apparently he's optimizing a couple of seconds there, which is pretty cute. Third CC though on the back of it. Second gas guys are in the main base. Starport coming up right now together with a tech lab, so this should be Hellion Banshee here from the Gumi God. The Towel Terran. Dark, 3.5 minute lair. Now what is this? A 3.5 minute lair. That is at least 1.5 minutes early. Maybe Dark has been looking at the Raynor games, but so far he hasn't gone for extra gases. Maybe Dark is gonna go into an Overlord drop, but he hasn't gone for Pneumatized Carapace. In my mind, that only leaves one option, and that would be the Nydus network. Mass Queen, Mass Zergling Nydus? Judging by this little Overlord, look at that creepy little smile on his face. Yeah, he's gonna be dropping the worm. Don't trust the Overlord that drops the worm. Now, GuMiho might be picking up on this, though, because you should not be having any idle larva at this point in the game. That's weird. You're not supposed to have idle larva at this point in time. Then again, it's Dark, so you never know. Lovely surround right there by the Zerg. Are we gonna do anything with the lair? Yep, it is a Nydus, but this is now quite delayed, though. Even though the lair was super quick. I mean, unless... Oh no. Unless GuMiho doesn't find the Overlord. Which I guess he won't, because he's opening up Banshee into Raven. Alright. He's trying to cook up something, but he's not checking the corners of his base at all, and he has no clue about what's going on in the meantime on the other side of the map. Dark is just about ready to insert the worm. Let's see. Oh! GuMiho might accidentally see it. Well, that was also one of the absolute worst positions you could have put that Nydus worm. I don't understand why we would be putting it there, but I guess in Dark's mind he's thinking, yo, it's spotted anyways, may as well commit. If the queens go in first, they also pop out first, but no time for transfusion. Nydus worm over here at the front, we're not done yet, but Dark is holding down the drone button in the meantime. GuMiho with the accidental catch. Imagine if the Nydus worm went down, the network that is, right as the lair finished. So he is going to be able to transfuse this Nydus worm if he wants to. Alright, 5 creep tumors seems a little excessive. He wanted to do like a star formation around the Nydus. Can't deny it. It looks pretty. But really what we're doing now is just spreading creep on the other side of the map. This is offensive creep spread. Yeah. Now, is offensive creep spread good? I don't think so. At least in theory, it doesn't sound like a strong play. But what in the world do you do right now here as GuMiho? Option A. You move out there and you assume that Zerg has given up on the attack. Problem here for GuMiho is that he doesn't know if there's just mass unit production still coming out of Dark. So option B is to play a little bit slower and to try and take your third base again eventually. Try and take your time, use that Raven, it obviously is a detector. Take care of the creep and then land the base eventually. But it's really easy for Terran to take too long here and to still go up against the Zerg with a massive economy. For now though, I'm liking this position here for Gumi. I think he's taking the right approach. I guess if anybody was gonna do a Raven opener against Zerg, it would be GuMiho. Did that Banshee ever achieve anything, by the way? Nah. It's got a single kill, that's about it. It's hanging out. But yeah, it's important here for GuMiho to not let himself get delayed too much. Obviously, you are delayed already. But suddenly, all of the timings that you've had in mind are going to be out of whack. Zerg, in the meantime, going Roach speed together with 1-1. So, Dark going for a Queen Zergling rush through the Nydus worm, and then he transitions towards Roach Ravager. That's weird. Roaches and Queens in a Nydus worm work together perfectly. Transitioning to Roaches right now is weird. Now, great scan right there from the Terran player. He sees that a lot of Ravagers are morphing in. Probably expected it to be a Ling Bane follow-up. Zergling run-by does not quite get done, and because he saw that amount of Ravagers on the other side of the map, GuMiho decides to drive his army back home. Roach speed together with 1-1 though is going to finish up, and this is the Zerg sledgehammer over here. 9 Overlords coming up from Dark. That's about 5 too many. But he's ready to start bringing an army towards the other side. He sees the base and he sees the lack of drones. Oh, he's gonna try and catch this army, and he will catch the army, it looks like. Auto turrets here are mostly just a distraction, and this entire army is indeed gonna go down. I mean, maybe a few of the units will be able to slither away. In the meantime, there is a bit of a bio push over here on the right side of the map. Nydus Worm goes up in the main base. Somehow, some way, this Overseer has gone the long way around. He does catch this base over here. In the meantime, the Roaches and Ravagers, though, are pushing at the front. One of the siege tanks still alive for now. Drones are falling. Nydus Worm in the back of the main base of the Terran player is now finally noticed. And this is gonna get really messy really fast. 8 drones go down. 4th base goes down. We have a couple of Marines trying to see if they can dabble in the natural expansion of the Zerg player too. But in the meantime, there's a Zerg infestation inside of the main base, and GuMiho is finding himself trying to target fire down whatever he can. Does snatch that siege tank once more, but he's finding himself up against an awful lot of Zerg units in the main base. But you know what? It looks like the bio numbers here were good enough to still shut this down. In the meantime, those Marines, yeah, they have been making a little bit of effort over here too. I mean, they killed an entire base, plus about, I think, a dozen drones there. GuMiho, though, has been reduced now to 38 workers of his own. He's gonna once more re-secure the third command center, and we're just gonna play like nothing happened. Okay. Now, of course, what we need on the back of this now is tunneling claws together, together with Burrow. What better way than to go for Zergling into Roach Ravager into Burrowed Roach's attack? Alright. I like how all the other Zerg players are like, I can't play anything! Ghost kill everything that I do! Right? We see all the Zerg players desperately trying to end the game before Ghosts, or at the very least, like, play like 100 drones and take the entire map and just swarm all over the Terrans. And then in the meantime, you have Dark, who's like, haha, Burrowed Roach, Nydus Worm, Queen's in the back of your main base. It's like a breath of fresh air. Now, this was a big stim, by the way, on all of these Marines. Matter of fact, Drop's still going to town. His main anti-air is Corrosive Biles right now, which is not ideal. And I actually think this is still quite a sketchy situation. So, GuMiho has not really been remaking a ton of SCVs. I think what he's going to do instead is one big push. One big all-in. And it's gonna be an army that is going to be massive. Because he's not using up a whole lot of supply on workers. He's just making Marines, he's making double upgrades. This army is gonna hit like a truck. Now, there are a bunch of tunneled roaches. It's like the shark in those classical movies. Terran has no idea what's going on, but he's winning the fight at the front for certain. Siege tanks, though, will have to be in the right position and needs to make sure he dodges the biles. Right now, suddenly there's a distraction as there's Zerg units all over his bases. Drop at the bottom of the map is going to hurt as well. Roach is in the meantime in the main base putting in some work. Third base of the Zerg is now in trouble. Dark's army supply may still be decent, but I like this army here for Terran better. Sure, GuMiho is not going to have a whole lot to go back to, but this is also not a Roach counterattack that's going to win Dark the game. If push comes to shove, GuMiho can just lift off one of those structures and hide it in the corner. Dark will have to kill this army. I would love to see him make like one infestor, but I don't think he has an infestation pit. Nope. Expansions are going down. This is certainly on a bit of a timer though for Gumi. GuMiho needs to get stuff done relatively quickly. We're gonna Nydus Worm, I think, back home. So we're gonna go from the bottom left-hand corner back into the natural expansion to regroup with the rest of the army. GuMiho, in the meantime, though, is finding a perfect opportunity. Ravager's indeed in a world of trouble here. Oh, I love watching Korean StarCraft. It's so nice. These guys are so aggressive. Roach is coming in from the back trying to get the surround. So many Ravagers at the front trying to bow the... Ooh, the Medivacs. He gets the siege tanks and a whole lot of Medivacs and the Raven. I was criticizing Dark's, well, anti-air of choice, but he just killed so many flying units with Corrosive Biles. Okay. Dark has Ravagers that can keep this Terran player pinned back for a little while longer. Third command center is gonna land on the low ground once again. GuMiho only has 18 SCVs and he's not remaking anything. There may be more drones though for Dark, but he will soon not have places to mine from anymore because he only has the main and the natural. Hold up right now. There's only about space here for, what, like 10 drones in the main basal minerals and then about 8 in the natural expansion, 2 per mineral field. Worker count may be nice here for Dark, but he doesn't have places to mine. Is there enough for Terran to push this back? There's 2 infestors coming up. 9 drones have now fallen, but the drones are no longer the primary target. In the meantime, reinforcing Marines are coming in. Ravagers and Roaches are still trying to be as annoying as possible. Mules are returning resources. GuMiho is actually going to pull ahead here economically. Does he have enough to actually clean up this entire Zerg army? I think he might just. Where are those infestors? They're coming in right now, but they're coming in as most of the Ravagers have already died. There's about as many Medivacs as there are bio units on the ground right now, though. 25 additional drones go down. Siege tank here is not going to live for much longer. Scan is being used to clean up one Roach. Oh. Dark is on the offensive. Dark is on the offensive. I'm getting nerd chills. This game is not supposed to happen like this. Here's the reinforcing Marines, though. Keep in mind, they're only 50 minerals each. Fungals! Fungal split! Gumi, are you insane? GuMiho runs in like that. He knows there's infestors, but he's not scared of splitting against these units. Targets fires one of the infestors. Second infestor goes on the ground, but there's enough energy for a scan left over. He's saving energy here because of those burrowed roaches. Speaking of which, 3 of them are inside of the natural expansion here of Gumi. We're gonna take a bit of an all army hotkey all the way back home. 1 roach into 3rd base, just trying to be as annoying as possible. Raven has been remade, because those scans are becoming mighty expensive. Right now, though, we're stimming through the corrosive biles. I really like the Raven here, actually. It makes a lot of sense, because with good micro, Dark can keep most of those roaches alive. What a beauty of a game. I still think it's GuMiho coming out on top. Problem is, Dark has got no mining. Yeah, he's long distance mining the base over here on the right side, but his main and his natural are run out, and those yellow mining machines are making the game really nice for Gumi. They have been, well, maybe they're made out of gold, but they've been worth their weight in gold as well. We're gonna, oh yeah, drop a couple or yeah, we have mules now, and I guess it's because the Raven is the dedicated detector here. With mules in the mix, the Terran income is gonna skyrocket ahead. And I think GuMiho is making the right choice. Take a moment to breathe. Zerg will have to come to you. There's no reason to be aggressive anymore. No reason to send out a medevac drop. Fungal, okay, decent fungal, but nothing amazing. We have 3 infestors here in the mix. In the meantime, that 1 roach being annoying. Siege tank production has once again resumed. Medevac goes down to the corrosive bile. I mean, GuMiho has some really good micro, but I'm not really loving the way that he's clumping up his bio units here. Dark is dancing with the corrosive biles and with all of the fungal growths. The Raven comes in clutch, target fires down whatever it can hit. GG is cold. It's GuMiho who wins game number 1 in spectacular fashion. Now, I think it's going to be difficult to live up to game number 1. Game number 1 of this series was glorious. If the match right here on Amphion is going to be even remotely as good, I will be a very happy StarCraft fan. Now, if you're enjoying this so far, you're watching this, of course, on the YouTubes, do make sure you hit that like button. It is by far the easiest way to support the channel. It really does help. If you're really enjoying it, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, so you get notified as soon as new videos go live. Maybe one day we can climb to 1 million subscribers. Do you think I'm ever gonna hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube? It's been since 2008. I've been uploading since 2008. At this rate, I will have 1 million subscribers when I'm about 60 years old. But I'm excited for it, man. It's gonna be a big day. I hope I still will have all my teeth. I hope I will still have a voice that works really well. Maybe I'll just have a very weak voice. I'll be like Deckard Cain, commentating matches. And the Terran player is building a barracks in the middle of the map. That's my best Deckard Cain impression. A lot of my viewers at that point will have no idea anymore who Deckard Cain is, because he died a long time ago in the Diablo world. Ay, ay, ay. Dark. Going for the wrong base. Dark, what were we even going? What were we even doing here with the drone? He's scouting for proxies. It's a little weird. Yeah, there's only 1 barracks though. It's really not that much. I guess my fastest way to, yeah, grow to 1 million subscribers would be to upload political videos and Minecraft Let's Plays and maybe some League of Legends or something. My channel will now be dedicated only to FC, Call of Duty, PUBG, League of Legends, Dota, Counter-Strike, and Valorant. That is the only thing I will. Yeah, I will have to be, you know, but I'm hoping maybe I could stick to RTS games, because I love RTS games. And let's be real, okay? Do any of those games I just mentioned have anything to, well, even look remotely as cool as that previous game we just watched? Tell me that wasn't one of the most glorious games you've ever seen. That was beautiful. Anyways, Sorry about that, Jimmy. You were eaten by the Zerglings. Now, Zerglings actually don't live that long. So I don't think they need any food. I don't know if the Zerglings even have... Well, they have mouths. Do you think Zerglings need to consume calories? I'm not so sure. They all seem to live at most a couple minutes. Anyways, barracks is now going to be used for scouting as Mr. Gumi decides to go for a follow-up right now. Into the Cyclone. Yeah, I guess they do have insane metabolism. They also have metabolic boost. So maybe they do need to consume calories. It would make sense. So far, Dark though doesn't have metabolic boost yet. Because he needs to mine 100 gas before he can start up the link speed upgrade. One cheeky little Zergling though has been parked at the bottom of the map. Wiggling around its little tail, hanging out, scouting for any follow-up shenanigans. Roach Warren coming up, 3.5 minutes in. Double gas on the back of this too. Dark is gonna throw another curveball. He's thinking, yo, you went for a barracks on my side of the map. Let me show you how it's done. This is still very holdable though for Gumi. Because he's playing Cyclones. He's gonna be going, I think it is anyways. Dark is gonna be going for a Roach Ravager all-in. Is he? I mean, he doesn't have link speed, so that's what's kind of throwing me off. Plus, he's not saturating the gases yet. Okay, now he is. Without link speed, you can't really make a massive Roach Ravager and then flood the map with Zerglings. So this may be defensive, but if it's defensive, then 3 gas is too much gas. So he starts up Metabolic Boost right now. I'm not sure. I don't think he's actually going to use this aggressively, but then we have too much gas income. We have 2 Cyclones in a medevac. Queen's transfusing the Overlord that they're trying to hunt down. This is the Overlord specialty squad right over here. Do you experience any Overlords in your backyard? Call up the Overlord extermination squad over here. 2 Cyclones and a medevac. GuMiho is so good at the game, he's now playing mini games. While playing the game, that is. He's still gotta go for that OV. Oh, it's glorious. Double armory! Double, we're going mech! We're going mech! Really, Gumi? Alright, GuMiho is gaming. This man's a gamer right now. You may not realize it. He's going triple CC. There is also an NG bay, but I would imagine that's mostly just for missile turrets and maybe like a planetary down the line. Double armory, you would only ever make at this point in time when you want to build more factories, and that's exactly what he's doing. Okay. So what's the Dark game plan over here? It's Spire. Alright. Really strange, because he opened up quick roaches, and then he never made roaches other than these 5. And he went 3 gases, but he never committed to the attack. And now we're gonna go for roaches in combination with Mutas? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, that doesn't, it just doesn't. Maybe he wanted to make them defensively initially, if it would have been like a big follow-up attack. The problem with mech though is that it takes a long time to get going. And Mutas and Zerglings are really mobile. And Dark might just be able to like dissect the Terran player before he ever gets to a point where he can actually get the ball rolling. If GuMiho is left to himself for a couple of minutes, he's gonna be able to build up quite nicely. But this is Dark we're talking about. There's a very good chance Dark is never gonna let anybody do anything. Oh, drone? Nice, gets the drone. I like that. Yeah, no, I think that's very cute. All right, so we have about 1,000 gas saved up though here as the Zerg. 1,000 gas means 10 Mutas. 2 Cloak Banshees suddenly come in, but there is a detector nearby, and here are the Mutalisks. Now, what exactly is available right now for GuMiho to shoot up with? 3 Cyclones. He's got 3 Cyclones and a Dream to kill 10 Mutalisks. There is no missile turret, and obviously since he is going Terran mech, he doesn't have any Marines. If he does not sniff this out within the next half minute, he is, well, dead. Dark is going to be able to win the game with 10 Mutas. It's like going Dark Templar in 2011, when players would just lose to Dark Templar. I think we're gonna see GuMiho tap out in 5, 4, 3, 2. Alright, I was too late, but yeah, he had no counter at all. He was going for a couple Thors, but they were much too late. Alrighty, and that means that it all comes down to this. Final game in this best of 3 series, we find ourselves on post-youth. Alright. It's the map with Dr. Hansen and the latex gloves. It's one of my favorite bedtime story to lead. No, never mind, no. This is not where she lives, dude. It's just a door. This is just decoration. I think the little guy over here, the little bear dude, thinks that's... Anyways. Look at these guys. This is how I picture my average viewer to look at a picture of Nova. Am I wrong? Whenever I was a kid and I would sit this close to the television, my mom would tell me, and I've heard that this is not a very uncommon situation, but my mom would tell me that if I sat that close to the television, my eyes would become squares. Now that doesn't even make any sense, because they would become cubes instead, right? That's not a geometrical shape. That is accurate, Ma. Jeez. And then these days, well, I guess we use VR headsets sometimes where the screens are literally centimeters away from our eyeballs. Anyways, that's how I picture these little bears as well. Yeah, my mom would try to scare me into not watching too much television. Well, she, I guess, was the one that turned on the television, so maybe, Yeah, that actually doesn't make any sense. It's not like I was putting on the television when I was like 2, I think, maybe. I don't know anything about kids. When do kids learn to turn on the television? I guess they learn it real early. Yeah, it's not that hard. I could figure it out. I think I could figure it out pretty quick. Anyways, I don't remember being 2 years old, sadly. Or maybe gladly, actually. I can imagine that's not my finest time period. Anyways, what are we gonna do here? Dark is opening up gasless triple hatch. Don't try this at home, Zerg players. This is how you lose against somebody who goes for, well, literally anything, really. But against a standard build, I guess it's okay. You get the third base going pretty quick. GuMiho is going to be doing the same thing over here. Bring on the scaffolding, said that SCV. Wait, no, I don't know. That's the USA, right, in generals. Different game. But he's still going to be putting up the scaffolding over here. And he's going to be building up whatever he can. It'll look real nice when it's done. China will grow larger. Nah, different game. Great game, though. I actually did recently play Command & Conquer Generals. Like, as in, like, 2024. I recently played it, the entire campaign, plus also some of the Generals challenge. That playthrough is up on my second channel, in case you're interested. youtube.com/morelowko. I had an absolute blast playing that. That was actually really fun. Currently playing through Age of Mythology Retold. Also having an absolute blast over there. Anyways, this is why I don't have 1 million subscribers, guys. I play games that are decades old. This is what I do. But I'm having fun, okay? It's alright. Now, there's still no link speed, and the link speed and the Roachmorn here are all a little bit wacky, right? This is all a bit strange. Are we gonna go for triple hatchery opener here as Dark, and then into a Roach Ravager Ling all-in? Is that the plan? Because it's gonna hit like a truck. Normally, you only make about this many drones if you want to go for a Roach all-in. Dark is making a lot of Overlords. Yes, he is actually gonna open up with a Roach opener, and then I think flood the map with Zerglings on the back of this. Building whatever structure he can to try and save the workers. He will cancel those structures. Oh, okay. I will work. Does it have to be so? What does he say? Does it have to be so far? Can I have some better shoes? Forgot about that one. I like that they added a shoe upgrade in 0 hour. Anyways. I don't think drones need shoes. They levitate. And while these Hellions are being a nuisance here, Dark is not really losing that many units. What is happening, however, is GuMiho... Yeah, he's gonna start taking some damage here very soon. Dark has got an Overlord nearby. Hellions are still driving around, but the crisis has mostly been averted so far. Overlord is here to provide high ground vision, but now the Zerglings will do the same thing. Bunker is not yet done. We have a Banshee popping out in about 30 seconds from now. Maybe a little bit less than that, but it's got its work cut out for it. It needs to deal a tremendous amount of damage here for it to actually work out. A lot of SCVs are dying. In the meantime, all of the aggression on the other side of the map has been cleaned up. And I think GuMiho might just lose here. Yeah, wow. That micro at home, all jokes aside from Dark, was really quite impressive. He lost a handful of drones, even though he basically had no units at home. So ultimately, this spectacular series, it ends 2-1 in favor of Dark.